There's definitely someone following me. Right, ready, and peekaboo, and... What the oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yep, okay, cool. Yep, great time. Awesome. Okay, let me get this off my chest straight away before we get into the proper video. People moan about being killed by shotguns, and I think that's ridiculous because the maps are huge. There are other guns in the game that kill at close range about as fast, if not faster, than a shotgun if you need more than one blast, or sometimes just faster anyway, it feels like, if that's possible. I don't know, I'm mad. You don't get infinite heals, unlike medics with SMGs, but you have to be as aggressive as them in close quarters. You don't get smoke to cover your approaches. You don't have range, unlike medics with SMGs. Unlike assaults with the STG, or with the whatever you want to use, and recording the footage for this video was the least fun I've had without being in physical pain. Actually, sometimes physical pain was better than this. Alright, now enjoy the video. Ladies and gents, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy, this is Battlefield 5, and before the clickbait police get here, let's analyze that thumbnail. So those are quotation marks over everybody, meaning not actually everybody, just that some people think that everybody hates them, and that's the public perception. Trigger warning to show that yes, this might trigger some people, so please don't get triggered, if that makes sense. The red arrow is pointing to the shotgun. The bulging eyes are there from looking at your mum, or your dad, or someone that's attractive in your family. If none of your family are attractive, then I'm sorry. And welcome to YouTube, where we have to make titles and thumbnails attractive to get clicks and views. Now, onwards. Some of you may have heard me talk about the topic of today's video before because I'm talking about shotgunning and why people are generally wrong about it. I have talked about this 2, 3, maybe 4 times before in the past 2 or 3 years, so if you've heard this before and you don't want to listen, I won't hold it against you. You can go and I'll catch you in the next one. I love you. But I'm going over this again today because we need to nip this in the bud, or in the butt, as I like to say, because it just keeps coming up over and over again, and I want to go even more in depth this time to fully get my point across and hopefully change some people's opinions, or at least make some people feel a bit more secure in using what they enjoy. Because, let me say this loud and proud, using a shotgun well is hard. Using a shotgun well does take skill, despite what a lot of people will tell you. And this is on Battlefield 5, of course, we're focusing. Now, using one poorly or for super easy kills, whilst not helping the team or sitting in a corner or whatever it may be, that is not hard. There's a difference. But not everybody is using a shotgun exactly the same way. Now, I won't be filling the whole video with shotgun footage, I don't think, because it's not particularly fun for me using one a lot of the time. The viable maps for it are few and far between, and well, basically all of the reasons I'm going to go on to provide for you today. So there's going to be some regular gun footage as well, and we can use that as a comparison point. So you can watch me use a shotgun, then watch me use normal guns afterwards. And because of that, because of how difficult it actually is to use a shotgun a lot of the time, why shouldn't you use one on maps like Operation Underground or wherever, where a lot of people complain about them? If you want to use one, go and use one. Don't listen to what people say, please. If that's one of the places where a shotgun can be really effective for more people, then go on, go do it, make yourself happy, make yourself proud. As I said in a recent video, use what you want, don't apologize. And you know why it's so hard to use them a lot of the time? Well, let me take you to a live commentary section to show you the map design of this game. Alright, welcome to Arras, or Arras. Oh, welcome to France. France, haha. I got a little carried away. That was my French accent. It's not very good. Okay, so I chose this map because to me, this is like your average middle-of-the-road map. In the game, but also for shotgun. It's not like Operation Underground, which is all close quarters, and, you know, a good shotgun map, about the only one. And it's not like, say, Panzerstorm or Hamada, where it's just stupid open. This is the middle of the road, and honestly, look, I mean, just really? Trying to use a shotgun? Are you serious? I mean, I'll take you to where you can use a shotgun on the map, okay? So if we try to, you know, Anakin, I have the high ground it. Let's, alright, this isn't, alright, give me a second, I'll get higher. Give me a second, I'll get higher. Context, please, people. Let's not take things out of context. I'm just high on the joys of playing Battlefield 5. Yeah, a highly believable statement. Alright, so, Anakin, oh, Jesus. Alright, what? Alright, 1 second. Up we go. Yeah, well, here we go. Yeah, no, I can't climb ladders on this game. Here we go. Alright, I'm guessing we're just going to look out the window. So, for me, I would say, this really isn't a good vantage point. 1 second. Right, there we go. I would say this here, okay, somewhat shotgun territory, although clearly very long sight lines still. And like I say, it's just your average map. And then everything out around there, and all around there, and all around here, and up here, and down there. Yeah, not good. That might be alright, some of it, but still, let me take you over there. You all know this anyway, but let me take you over. Whoop! Oh, perfect. You would say on this map, this is one of the areas you can use a shotgun, right? But still, like from here to there, might be a struggle compared to, I don't know why I'm going over here, if they've got Type 2A or Sten, STG, really a lot of things, you can kind of outshoot a shotgun from there, and that's fairly close range, right? And then think about the rest, okay? Or think about them in the middle. Okay, bad positioning, but still, a billion places. Inside the buildings? Yes, I would say so, but that's a fairly small amount of a lot of the map. I think really my point is being made here. Shotguns, there are places for them, but they are few and far between. Very, very few and far between on this map, and almost everywhere else, you're kind of boned. Alright, think about it. Almost every other gun in the game is going to destroy you in, let's say, 99% of the game. So shotguns aren't bad as such, it's just that the map design just doesn't favour them. Alright, I think that's good. I think that's sensible. I think I made my point. Some people are still going to disagree, but I tried. Okay, let's go back. Now, of course, I could have demonstrated that on every map, but seriously, why bother? I'm sure most of you get the point, and the reasonable among you know that the majority of maps will be equally suboptimal for shotgun play. I actually feel like, and get into the comments for this one to let me know how you feel, I feel like BF1 had way more situations and areas where shotguns were viable than in Battlefield 5. Just something that's been on my mind, let me know. And to the point of the map design and shotguns being considered with it, I got my footage on TDM, I think, all of it, most of it, something like that. Team Deathmatch, for those of you that are uninitiated with acronyms. But even those maps are massively big and open and made it really hard to use a shotgun some of the time. Whoever was in charge of Team Deathmatch maps at DICE, I don't know what the idea was, but not keen and not like Team Deathmatch on any other game I've ever played. Now, anyway, obviously, there's lots of me showing shotguns working in this video, but it didn't always work like that, as I'm sure you understand. And can you imagine how many times I and other people that have tried using shotguns have said, man, if I just had almost any other gun, I'd have been alright there. Yes, it does provide you with some quote-unquote easy kills up close, but beyond that, you're struggling a lot of the time. In fact, here are some examples where having a shotgun got me just straight up destroyed. Now, obviously, part of that comes down to my errors, bad positioning, shotguns being made for close quarters, all that kind of stuff. But that's the point. They aren't forgiving or versatile for this game. And to use them effectively, you're pretty much locked into very select areas. Unless you're on, say, the aforementioned Operation Underground, in which case, lucky you get one map where you can use a shotgun viably in most of it. The rest of the time, you're a little bit boned. So if someone is doing really well with a shotgun, placing high up the board, with all of that in mind when you consider map design, then absolutely fair play to them. I applaud you, and yes, when I do it, I expect to be applauded as well. Some pats on the back, a little bit of rubbing on my undercarriage, all this kind of stuff. It's not easy to do. If we take it even deeper, think of the current meta right now. Pretty much all weapons are laser beams. Automatic weapons can hit you from basically anywhere. It's easy to use almost all of the other guns in the game. Range is not an object for landing your damage, even if it's not much at longer ranges, of course, right now. And then you got a shotgun where you are capped into a short range engagement area, and the map designs are big and open. Have a little think about that for a minute, because that makes the hatred for shotguns seem entirely crazy to me. And people that do sit in corners with shotguns and camp it out, yes, it makes it easier for them to do that, but they could really do a similar thing with a lot of other guns anyway, and that's not the shotgun's fault. The shotgun is designed for close quarters, and again, you shouldn't then tar all shotgun users with the same brush. If someone is absolutely dominating with a shotgun on maps like these, then come on guys, it's definitely harder to do that. I say that as someone that plays against shotguns and with shotguns. It's not easy. I will say that DICE have at least removed the random nature of shotguns. I think there's now just a standard cone when you shoot them. So if you land your damage, you land your damage. It's a fair thing. If you miss, you miss. It's fair. You don't get crazy moments where shotguns kill from a stupid range, and you don't get crazy moments where at close, it doesn't get the kill, although sometimes it kind of feels like it. That might be lag or hit detection or whatever. But basically, you can do way more on these maps with almost any other gun, and thus you need a pretty solid skill set to do well with a shotgun. I'm pretty good with them, I think, but not excellent. I haven't used them enough. My skills have waned, and some people are just absolute shotgun masters. It's a different thing. Being good at the game and being good with one specific kind of thing in the game, they're not the same thing. There are some people that are really good with sniper rifles that aren't good at the rest of the game, whereas there's some people that are really good at the overall game but aren't good with sniper rifles. The same applies to shotguns, and some people are just extremely good with shotguns, and I fully respect it. Because Because if you do want to be good with a shotgun, and if you want some tips to try it out, you need to be able to close gaps. Sliding with a shotgun is great as well to close those gaps in short range, but also at longer range, going cover to cover, knowing the sightlines that aren't particularly often watched, avoiding the hot routes before you can push into them at an advantageous spot. You need to be aggressive, but you need to be smart. You need to be able to flank well. You need to know when to bail on the situation, because a lot of the time you're just going to be outgunned. All that kind of stuff. I'm sure I've done in-depth, in fact I know I've done in-depth videos about shotguns before. If you want to search for them, GetGoodGuy shotguns, you'll find them on there. But for me, that's my coverage today, because I don't understand this hatred for shotguns. I think it's objectively wrong, and hopefully that makes sense. But if you want to rage about them or hate them, that's up to you. My shotgun users out there, I salute you, good for you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leaving a like is massive for me. It helps the channel to grow. I really appreciate it. If you are new here, please do consider subscribing for all the new content I've got coming out. Hitting the notification bell will help you with that as well, and all the links to my social media, including Patreon, can be found in the description and my pinned comment. Here is the board of awesome for the epic people who already support me on Patreon. They're all absolute heroes, and I love them all deeply and of course, often. If you want to join them on the board of awesome, the link to the Patreon page is in the description and my pinned comment. And with that all said, I am GetGoodGuy, and I'll see you next time. Laters. Your viable range extends out, even if there is lower damage over range, of course, and that's why we have issues with things like the STG, the Type 2A, those kind of things. When you have higher damage or higher round per minute options, or just automatic weapons in general, being viable in a vast array of situations, it takes away the need to use semi-autos and things quite often.